Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Project Ozone to Kappa Mode. What's up, everyone? How are we doing today? Oh my goodness, guys, let me tell you a tale. So I was grinding stuff out off camera the other day, and I go to my quest book to check out what's going on, and the quest book had no quests. There was just nothing. The book was blank. It didn't show up with anything. It didn't show up with this. It was just blank, and you click it, and there's nothing there. And boy, did I freak out. I freaked out so much. I thought that our series was over. Really. I thought we were done. I didn't know what I was gonna do. So I did some researching online, and I figured out a potential solution. And what ended up happening, I had to start an entire new game over, and then I had to go into the files and grab the better questing files, drag them into the our Project Ozone world. Thankfully, the save didn't get corrupted. It was just the questing book that got corrupted. Oh man! So then what I had to do, so I got my quest book back, but it started us over with nothing completed. So I had to go through and complete everything all over again. And a lot of those quests are things that you have to craft. So I had to craft a whole bunch of stuff again. I still don't think I've gotten it all. I think there's still some quests that we did together in past episodes that still are marked as incomplete because of the fact, yeah, it was bad. It was bad. So, man, yeah, no good. All right, so let's look here first. I actually did manage to figure out, so we didn't need anything better. I just put two of these, yeah, I just put two of the air compressors per heater vortex tube, and that seemed to get our temperature up to where it needed to be. And so I have our oil going in from the back like we set up last time, and it's just pumping out. So the only one I need is the LPG up top, so that's the only one that has a pipe going out and into our thermopneumatic processing plant. That's what makes us plastic once we add heat, which I also have an air compressor going into a vortex tube down there to give us the heat we need. And actually I could take this out since it's full. Yep, and so we've got all the plastic in here. The plastic in here is all the way filled. And then to get our plastics, we just select which one we want. It'll pop up here as long as we have our red, green, and blue filled up here, which we do. So now I'm able to make the plastics the different colors when I need to. Yeah, so that's all good. And then these ones are just collecting. It looks as if the diesel and the kerosene don't have much of a use for us. However, this gasoline can be turned into LPG as well in the same refinery. Yeah. So if there comes a time where there's no more oil, maybe I'll try and see what happens if I put that in. We have 16 and a quarter buckets in there right now. We still have 26 and a quarter buckets in our oil drum, and this thing is cooking away. Yeah, so this is going good. We're just going to let this sit. We'll let this fill up all the way, and then once that's filled, it'll fill up our barrel. So, yeah, that's all good. What else? I built this thing here, this metal press. This metal press it makes us it makes us gears. It's a little bit quicker than doing it through the smeltery. So I built this one. It's not difficult. Let's look it up. Metal press. It uses components. Actually, I think I need to look at it in the engineer's manual. Yeah, so if we go to, where is it? Heavy machinery, I think. Metal press. Yeah, so it's a automated way of shaping metal. It uses high pressure piston to press a mold into an ingot, forming it into a plate, rod, or metal components. The structure is created as above. Yep, so it takes, if I hover over this question mark, you'll see it takes 3 steel scaffolding, 1 piston, 2 conveyor belts, 1 heavy engineering block. You put it in that formation like the diagram there is showing, and then you hit it with the engineer's hammer, and yes, then we are all good. It forms into this structure here, receives power from the top, and then it goes like this. Sometimes it needs a redstone signal there, so I have this block with the lever just to update this adjacent conduit. Sometimes it doesn't have this thing connect if we're trying to make like multiple gears. Yeah, so it's all good, it works, and then they just flow off the end. I could have this, I'm sure I'll need to automate it at some point, but I'm not going to worry about it now. It's all good. What else did we do? I made a glider. Yep, made a glider. And then I also started getting us set up for our Botania, which we're going to tackle today. So where we left off, we were going to need to make all these different, all these different flowers. So I made all the different flowers. Wasn't terrible. We did a little crossbreeding of the white and something else, and that gets us started into the white. And from there, we're able to now get into Botania. So the first thing we need to do in Botania, and you'll see I kind of did a little bit of this just to make sure I understood what was going on. First, let's go ahead. Let's claim all these. So I did all the different petals. So we have all the different colors we're gonna ever need in Botania. Yeah, it wasn't difficult at all. You just do your crossbreeding. I didn't 10-10-10 them or do anything like that. I just did the basic. I figure if we end up needing like 4 per drop or something like that, we'll go back and I can 10-10-10 them. It's not hard. I'll show you a cool little trick for 10-10-10ing stuff later in this episode as well. Oh man, I was freaked out. I thought we were done. I really thought we were done. I'm so glad we figured it out. All right, so we need to do the Petal Apothecary, Pure Daisy, and we need 16 living wood, 16 living rock, and then a Wand of the Forest. Cool. So like I say, I actually did this, but let's go ahead and look at how we do this. So to get a Pure Daisy, I'm going to put these away so I don't accidentally drop them. So to get a Pure Daisy, we need a Petal Apothecary, and we need 4 white. Yep. All right, so we're going to need a bucket. We're going to need to make a Petal Apothecary. So how do we make that? Petal Apothecary. That is made with a petal of any type, any color, 2 cobblestone slabs, and then 4 cobblestone. So I have the 4 cobble. We'll need 2 slabs and then 1 rather. And actually, I'm not going to use white since I need that for my daisy. I'll use one of these. Cool. Let's see here. Do we have slabs? Yes, we do. So 1, 2 slabs like that, and then 4 like this, and a flower. There's our Petal Apothecary. Very good. Cool. We got that. And then we'll need to fill that with water, which you grab a bucket and you just right click on it. It fills it up. And then I think, and then we'll need 4 of the white. So I'll grab 1 like this and 3 more. Now to get these in there, I think you just hit Q. Yep. And you'll see they show up when you hover over on my mouse, but they'll also kind of like float around in there, which is pretty cool. So now it says it's got a check mark, so it's ready to go if we add seeds. So let's go get some seeds. Should have some seeds. And we need the specific, yeah, we need these seeds. Cool. All right, so then we go here and we just hit Q there. Boom. Now we got our Pure Daisy. All right, so then we plant our Pure Daisy. The way this Pure Daisy works is you can go ahead and put this stuff around it. It's either stone or oak wood. Put that around, and then you'll notice there's these little like sparky looking things like magic coming out. And so after a little bit of time, you'll notice it's going to turn into living rock. Living rock, yes. So while we do that, let's look. We needed also to make a wand of the forest. All right, so wand, there we go. Now you'll notice there's a whole bunch of different types. They're all the same, but they just change color depending on what type of petals you use. So we'll need living wood in order to make these living wood twigs. So what we'll do next, we'll wait for this to go, and we will get some oak planks, and we'll get our living wood next. Cool. Let's grab our Lexica Botania as well, just in case. There we go. See, it popped. There we go. Yep. So now we have that. I can use my vein miner for that. Awesome. All right, so then the same thing, you'll notice there that we have the little sparks flying around it. And so we'll be able to get our living wood from that. There it goes. Got our living wood, very cool. Yeah, it takes just a little bit of time, maybe like 45 seconds or something like that. Very cool. All right, so there's our living wood. We can go like this, and we needed 3, it said. So 1, 2, 3. And then we take those 3 and we need 2 petals. Let's go red and green. We put these diagonal like this, and we put these on the corners there, and there we go. And notice how the green is there. I wonder what happens if I switch them. Yeah, see, it switches them as well. Cool. So you can kind of customize how you want your wand to look. That's pretty cool. All right, so let's go ahead. We got that one complete. Next, we have a mana manipulation. So for that, we need a mana spreader and a mana pool. All right. Let's get a little more of the wood we're going to need. And we have enough of the mana pool stuff. All right, so let's make our mana pool. So the mana pool, there we go. We take our living rock and we just make a 5-block little U-shaped thing. There we go. Cool. So there's our mana pool. Let's put it like right there. I have this mapped out already for where I want to place some stuff. All right. And I think that'll be good. Yeah, I like that. All right, and then we needed our mana spreader, so we need to wait for that. Let's look at how we make a mana spreader. So it looks like our mana spreader is going to be living wood with a petal. And that's 7 living wood. So we'll take one of those. There's our living wood popping off. Grab that. Very nice. And we'll go like that. And we will place a green petal. Very good. So there's our mana spreader. That one's complete. The next thing we're going to want to do is Minicio seeds, and I did this one as well. So Minicio seeds are made by putting regular seeds into a mana pool. Yep. All right. So what we're going to need to do next is get mana into this mana pool. How do we do that? All right, well, let's take a look. The way that we're going to, there's a few ways we could do it. Now, we did get some rewards from these, like from the last one, I think. Yeah, see, it gives us this nightshade and the day bloom. These are passive mana generation, and what those do is those at nighttime the nightshade will generate mana, and in the daytime the day bloom will generate mana, and you can assign it whichever mana pool you want, and from there it will start generating passively the mana. Now these I think it's most the plants, actually most the flowers, they do actually decay over time. So what needs to happen is you need to keep an eye on it. Otherwise, it will definitely break after a while. It'll turn into like a twig and stop generating mana. So you will have to craft those a few times, which is all right. It makes sense. All right, so let's go ahead and look in our Lexica Botania and see what types of flowers we can do. So there's our day bloom. So here's the caveats of passive generation. The spectrum of generating flowers can be arranged in two groups, passive and active. Passive flowers are those that simply create mana using a completely free resource such as the sun or water. Active flowers require some sort of resource to transform into mana, be it renewable or not. At the start of a botanist's career, only very basic rudimentary passive flowers are available, such as daybloom or nightshade. These flowers are required to advance onto more potent and effective active flowers, but they should not be relied upon aside from being a stepping stone, as all passive flowers will decay into a dead bush after 3 days of work. There we go. Right. So now, the ones I think I want to get next are going to be these endo flames. So while the daybloom is well and good, a botanist requires more effective means of generating mana. The endo flame does that exactly. It will absorb any combustible items or blocks dropped on nearby vicinity and burn through them passively, generating mana while the fuel lasts. There's a few small caveats though. The endo flame will not burn anything that returns a byproduct. For example, lava buckets, because the empty buckets are a byproduct. Furthermore, the flower can only hold fuel equivalent to that of 4 times a block of coal. If any individual fuel with longer burn time than that is used, it won't be put to full efficiency. As the endo flame is often a botanist's first foray into proper automatable active generating flora, it would be best to not leave it to manual usage forever, as the flower requires dropped items, an open crate, which you can find in the natural apparatus section, and some sort of limiting mechanism, a timer or pressure plate, would be ideal for it. Yeah, so we're going to want to automate this. All right, so let's look at how we do our Right. All right, so we need 2 brown, a red, and a light gray with some mana powder. Now, how do we get that mana power? You take redstone, glowstone, sugar, white powder, orange. All right, a bunch of different things. You put it inside the mana pool, and that will turn it into mana powder. All right, so we need to get let's get a nightshade since it's nighttime. How do we get our nightshade? It's 2 blacks, a purple, and a gray. 2 black, purple, and gray. 2 black, purple, and not light gray, but gray. All right, so let's go ahead here, grab our water. Cool. And then we need 2 black, gray, purple, and then we need a seed. Awesome. All right, so we got our nightshade. Now, you'll notice here when I hover over it, it says no, there's nothing attached to it. It's got no next to the mana spreader icon. So we need to get a mana spreader. Let's put it right here for the moment. And now it's facing the wrong way. So what we do is we can shift, right click, that'll highlight it, and then we can shift right click on the mana pool, and now you'll notice it turned it around. Okay, and then now we got to do the same thing for this. Shift right click, shift right click, and now you saw that line attached to it. So now that's actually getting mana as well. So if we right click, you'll see very, very slowly that mana is going to be going up, and then every once in a while it's going to zap it right out and into the mana pool. Should go down. Now the mana pools, that bar underneath the mana pool is much larger capacity than what our mana spreader has. So even though the mana spreader is going up quite quick, when it does eventually eject that into the mana pool, it'll look like it did nothing until you get enough mana in there for it to do anything. Yeah. All right, so let's continue on while that's going. Okay, so the next thing we need our runic altar. So I did complete this one as well. The runic altar, let's see what that is requiring. All right, so that needs a mana pearl or a mana diamond with more living rock. So let's get some more living rock cooking up. And we'll also go grab a ender pearl. And while I'm here, let me get some gunpowder as well, so we can make our mana dust. Oops. Yep. All right. So is this gone yet? Yeah, they're connected. All right, so this isn't going to be giving it any more now because of the fact that it's daytime. So that's not going to be effective anymore. Maybe what we should do is go ahead and get a day bloom as well. How do we make a day bloom? 2 yellows, an orange, and a blue. And I'll do 2 of these. 2 yellows, so 4. An orange, so 2. And a blue, so 2. And there's actually a really cool... I'll just grab 2 at the same time. There's a really cool little feature that they have. And so what happens is, so we're going to set up the first one. 2. 1 and 1. Wait a minute. Did I do it wrong? Did I do light blue? Is this light blue? No. What's the matter? 2 yellow, orange. Oh, it needs a light blue. Okay. So how do we get this out is the question. Shift right click and the last one that you put in will be taken back out. There it is. Right, so there's our first one. And now if we make that, that's good. Let's put this down real quick so that way it can start generating for us. We'll make sure it's linked. Yep, see now that one actually automatically linked, which is good, which is good. There it goes. See, it shot its first big blast into our mana pool, and now there it's showing up in our mana pool. Now, as I said, notice how that line there is very, very small. Hardly any, it looks like. That's because, like I said, the capacity on that mana pool is much larger than the capacity of our mana spreader. All right, so now I might have waited too long, actually. Yeah, I waited too long. But what you normally could do if you do it really fast is you'll have the option to just right-click with an open hand, and it'll automatically put the same materials, as long as you have them in your inventory, right back in there. Yep. Cool. All right, so these both are connected. When I hover over the flower, you'll notice the mana spreader that it's connected to will highlight. So that's very nice. So these are just generating. They're going to generate faster and faster as we go. All right, so we needed to make a runic altar. Let's see if we have enough in here. So we just drop it in. Oh, no, we can actually see right there. We do not have enough. Now, what we have, though, since we've been opening these bags, we've been getting these 2 items, the black lotus and then the blacker lotus. So let's grab like one of each of these. And the way these work, they're super handy for this mod pack. What you do is you can just drop these in. So let's look at our mana now. Very little. Now that's going to put a little bit of mana in there. Didn't put much. However, this one, boom, you saw that go, right? And look at that. So those blacker lotus are very, very nice. They put a lot of mana into the pool for us when we drop it in. So now we should have enough. Yep. So now there's a green check. Boom. Now we got our mana pearl. Let's also go ahead and do our mana powder as well. So we got that as well. Good. All right. So now we can make our runic altar. Yep. There's our living rock. All right. Let's go ahead and do this. And there's our runic altar. Very good. Now I'm going to put that just right here, let's say. And look at that. That's a cool little 3D effect. I really like that. Now what we're going to want to do in order to utilize the mana from our mana pool. So we have a way of getting the mana into our mana pool, but we need a way of getting it out. So what we'll have to do is get another, and we'll need another mana spreader. So let's go ahead and cook up some of that, and while we do that, let's look at our book. All right, so let's see. We were trying to make endo flames. Now the way we make those, okay, so we need a rune of greed as well as 2 browns, light gray, red, mana powder. These require a rune of water, rune of spring, and then 2 mana diamonds, as well as this much mana on the runic altar. Runic altar. So to make the rune of water, we need these things, and then to make the rune of spring, we need these things. Oh, plus a water and a fire. Yep. All right, so that gets a little bit more complicated. Okay, so let's make another mana spreader. And we'll need another flower up. Jeez. Bye, friends. All right. Yeah, I think what we're going to have to do to fix these frame issues is we're going to have to start moving things out of our main area. So as long as it's placed next to, it's going to be utilized. It's going to access the mana that's in that adjacent mana pool. And then what you do is it's going to shoot straight in that direction like the line is showing. So since we want it to attach to our runic altar, we need to shift right click, and then there we go. Now you'll notice it turned. So now, and when we hover over it, you'll see that the runic altar is now highlighted around the edges. So that's showing that it's connected, and it actually even says that it's connected to the runic altar. Here as well, it says it's connected to that mana pool. Very cool. So this is getting set up nice. Now, I have made a few hydro, these hydrangeas. These are made by taking the 2 cyan, 2 blue, and a mana powder. I made a few of these. So let's just get these going. And the way that these work is by taking a unlimited water source. So let's grab. Uh-oh. Yeah. That's not what we want. All right, so let's make this unlimited water source real quick, and then I'll grab that other water that's flying away. So there's our unlimited water. Come on, dude. Thank you. All right, so we fixed that. And you place these hydrangea things around the water. Okay. And from there, you are able to place a, now I'll just do it like this. There, and then we'll need another mana spreader. So I have place our mana spreader like right there, for example. Yeah, I did some of this, like I said, but I wanted to go through it with you just so you could see the process. Okay, let's make sure that these are all connected. So that one is, this one is not. I actually want them all connected to this as well. There. There. Good. So those are all connected to this. This should be starting to increase its mana, I would hope. And we're going to want to connect this to that mana pool there. So now it changed its position. These are going to be passively generating and placing the mana into that mana spreader. That mana spreader is going to be placing it into that mana pool, in addition to the passives that we have here. So we're still all only using passive flowers. So like the book said, they're going to be destroyed in 3 days of use. And they'll turn into dead twigs, which is unfortunate, but that's all right. That's the name of the game. So there we go. We have a nice little network set up now. And you'll notice it doesn't show those lines when you don't have your wand out. So when the wand's out, you're able to see your entire sort of line of of mana that goes around. Okay, good. So the next thing we need is mana steel. So we're on our way. We're well on our way. Because what we're trying to do here is we're trying to get into this ACO. We need these infusion stones, which I've gotten a few. We need the ACO and Crucio and Imperio and Zivicio and eventually this Temperio. Ooh, nether star seeds. Yeah, that we definitely want. So we need the weak infusion stone. And the way we get our infusion stones, let's look. Infusion stones. The way we get our infusion stones is by putting a block of Terra Steel with the alchemy catalyst underneath. We need to place that block of Terra Steel in our mana pool. And that makes us our weak infusion stone. All right, so to make the alchemy catalyst, we need to make this. It's very easy. Brewing stand is not hard. Blaze rod, that's easy enough. Blaze rods we can make with, I think I have a blaze in the nether. Yep, so we go kill some of those. Got that. And then we put gold and living rock and a mana pearl, which, as we saw, mana pearl is just a ender pearl in a mana pool. So I do actually have that. What is it? Oh, and actually, there's one more thing we need to know. How do we get Terra Steel? I believe. All right, so let's go into our book. And Terra Steel. Okay, so to get Terra Steel, we need to make this terrestrial agglomeration plate. Man, these words. Very tricky. Yeah, so this terrestrial agglomeration plate. And so that is made with some lapis and these different runes with a block of mana steel. How do we get our mana steel? It's simply by putting iron in a mana pool, but actually it's different. It's different in the Kappa mode pack, which the book doesn't show. What it actually requires is a block of steel. So we get steel by placing iron in our blast furnace, and that will turn into the steel. And then you place the block of steel, which I don't know if there's enough mana in there just yet. Oh, there is. Yep, so we place our block of steel in there, and that is in how we get our mana steel. And then we would take the mana steel, and let's go ahead and make our let's make that as well. So we need 4 of these, 5 of these, and this. And there's our alchemy catalyst that I had made. We'll want 1 more of these. Cool. So let's go ahead and put our other mana pool just right here. So we'll put our alchemy catalyst there with the mana pool over it. And for the time being, I'm just going to spin that one to go here. Okay, that's good enough. Yep. And then let's place our little contraption over here. Now, if we look again at our book, let's go back. There. And we go to the next page. There you go. You can visualize this, which is pretty cool. So you'll see this is how it has to be. And then let's anchor it. Right click. No. Yes, that anchors it. Good, good, good. Yep, so there is what we need to place. So let's go ahead and do that. Cool. And then we need to put 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we need to put our lapis down. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then in the middle is another living rock. Good. And then our terrestrial plate thing goes there. And we got it completed. Structure complete. So the visualization goes away automatically, actually, which is cool. All right. So now we need a lot of mana to make a single Terra Steel. Now there's a quick way of transferring mana separate from these mana spreaders, and that is done with sparks. Spark is made with 2 petals, blaze powder, and a gold nugget. So those are pretty easy to make. You just do that in a normal crafting grid. So I have 3 of those here. And you would just shift and right click over your mana pool, and you'll notice it goes on above. And then we could put one here as well. So now the mana will transfer out of these mana pools and into that thing whenever it is required very, very fast. So let's go ahead and I'm going to grab the rest of those lotus. Hopefully we have enough to do one of these. Got 7, so it's possible. And I'm going to drop 1, 2, 3 in here, and then I'll do 4 in there. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to be close, guys. I don't know. All right, so then to make our... Let's look at our book again. So to make our Terra Steel, we need to use that, and then we need 1 mana pearl, 1 mana steel, and 1 mana diamond. Right? Mana pearl, mana diamond, and mana steel. Very good. So then you just right click those 3. And you'll notice there's our stuff. All right, so hopefully we have enough mana. Otherwise, we wasted it. And it goes around, goes around. Boom, and there's our Terra Steel. Very awesome. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, cool. So then from there, that is what gives us the Terra Steel. Now, I've done a couple of these already, so I have 6. We don't have enough mana, I don't believe, to finish. Yeah. It takes about a half of a mana pool in total per single Terra Steel ingot. One of the cool things, though, that we can do is if we look at the Terra Steel here, there is a seed for it. So it does require 4 blocks, and it does require the Temperio, which is the highest tier. So it's still quite a ways away, but we will have the ability at some point to make infinite Terra Steel, which is definitely the goal we're going to be working towards. All right. Cool. So that is our basics of, and look, all of our hydrangea things have broken, and now they're just a dead bush. So we have to make more if we want to utilize that water, passive water generation. All right. So what I think I'm gonna do for next episode, I'm gonna go ahead and make the rest of this stuff. Next episode, we'll dive a bit deeper into the magical crops. So in the magical crops, it requires us to get the different tiers of essences, and that is what allows us to get like so. For example, fire gives us this fire essence. Then the fire essence is used. If we put 4 of them around a bucket, we'll get lava bucket. And if we combine it with earth, we'll get cobble, and sand will get dirt will get sand in a different formation. If we combine it in a different formation, we'll get gravel and dust. So this is going to be a really good way of getting easy passive resource generation just from having these farms. And so we're going to go through that. It does require these infusion stones, so I do need to make these. I actually have all of them except this one. I need this one. And the way it works is you put it in, you put the terra steel in here, and then you just drop the infusion stone back in again, and it'll make the next tier up, which is pretty cool. It's not how it works in other packs. However, only one infusion stone can make one, so you actually do need all 4 until you get to this master. The master can be used for any, except look at what this master infusion stone requires. It's crazy. So I can't make this one yet, so we have to go with the flow, use these 4 and have all 4 of them. And yeah, I think do I have it? Yeah, right here. See, so I have the 3, 1, the 3rd, and the 4th. I just need to make that second one. So I need 1 more block of terra steel. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Make a bunch of seeds, generate more mana, and yeah, we'll see where we get to for next episode. We'll continue on with the Botania / magical crop stuff. I really want to get I want to get away from the sifting. I know we've really kind of only just started it, and it's great. It's very, oh boy. No, we're overflowing. Turn off. What the heck? Yeah. All right, stop. Stop it. Thank you. Yeah, so let's go actually turn this on. Oh man. Oh man, overflow. Is that gonna take out of here? No, don't take out. Don't take out. Whatever. That's fine. All right, so I'll go ahead and we'll let that go. All right. Let's turn that back off. I'll just throw this gravel in here. As I was saying though, it's a bit of a slow process. It uses lots of energy. I don't think that the crops version will be as much energy. I'm not sure. We'll have to do some testing. But yes, anyways, that's very good. We got through our Botania stuff. Let's see, is there any other? Yeah, so we made these. We can turn that. We'll wait to turn those in. We'll wait to turn that in until we actually do it. What else have we done? Yeah, so I had to go back and do all this stuff. I think there's some stuff in here that I haven't completed just because I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to go back and look at the videos and see what I actually did. Yeah. All right, that's pretty good. All right, let's open our one chest we got. And a tape measure. I've got 1,000,000 of those already. Thank you. All right. Cool. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. Oh boy. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I hope you learned a little bit about Botania if you haven't done it. I think people don't really care for Botania that much. I personally don't mind it. I think it's a decent mod. It's pretty fun. It's cool to kind of take some of the same things that you do in other mods, but in a magical and plant and all that sort of stuff, using flowers and stuff. It's pretty cool. It's a cool way of crafting, and some of the visuals are really nice. It's actually one of the few mods also that you can Yeah, you can actually automate it like entirely, and you don't even need other mods necessarily to automate. You can do it just with like vanilla and Botania, and you can automate almost all of Botania, I believe. Yeah. So let me know if you guys like it. I could show you more. We can get deep into it. I know there's like an Elven portal, and there's a boss. We'll definitely do the boss together. There's a cool boss that you have to fight in order to get certain drops, like the Gaia stuff or something like that. We'll have to look into it together. Now that I'm all caught back up though with my quest book, I'm not gonna do much off camera as far as progression. I just wanted to get us back up to where we were. But thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give us a like, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. And as always, I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye.